everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Gabby Paglia. If you do, welcome back. Today I just wanted to recreate what life was like in 2016. So I just got the idea that I just wanted to do some type of makeup look, and I've been watching a lot of Kaylee Boyle recently. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, and she, I think, recently did a 2016 recreation of what she looked like back in that day, so I wanted to do my take on that, and this is how we got to this makeup look. If you want to see how I did it, follow along and watch me achieve this look. 2016, like when I look back on it, I just remember having like a fun ass summer, and I think collectively we can all agree. I did have to rummage around my old ass makeup, but look who came back from the dead. Everything. Literally, I have had these since 2016, and then I think one of them's from 2017, but they're very, very old, so we obviously have our modern renaissance that like ate up everyone. And then I have two of the Naked palettes. I wanted so badly at the time to like collect all of them. These are the only two I have. So, oh wait. I thought I had the first one too, but maybe not, whatever. So, we're going to be playing with these palettes, and then a few other things and like little techniques I used to do back in 2016. Now, if I'm like thinking back correctly, I think in 2016 I was going into my freshman year of high school. So it was like 8th grade summer of going into high school. So I would have been like 14, 15, I think. And I'm 22 now, which is like, we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm going to just clip my hair back so it does not get into my face. And we're just gonna get started. I'm probably gonna like reminisce on 2016 because I think I like genuinely was happy with life back then, and it has not been the same since. It has not been the same since. I don't know what happened, but let's get into it. So I think the first thing I used to do, because I really like have never gotten into makeup very heavily, and I say that a lot, but I never was comfortable putting like foundation or like a full face of makeup on, mostly because I just did not know how to do it, and I grew up most of my life competitively dancing, and I would have to have a full face, and I did not like it. So I never really did it. So I'm just gonna start off with what I know best, and we're going to dive right into my 2016 palettes. So what I used to do, I used to take like the most neutral shades of the palette, I think, and then before I even put anything on my face, I would tape my eyelids like on the corners just to get that like little sharp line or something. So that's what we're doing right now. And if you're gonna use tape, put it on your skin or something before, so you're not like gonna rip off the skin on your eyelids, because I'm sure you all know, but the skin around your eyelids is super, super sensitive, so I'm not trying to damage them. I'm just gonna lay it right there and then put it on my eyes. And then I have vivid memories of me, like if I did not have tape on hand, I would take like a credit card or a gift card and like hold it up to my face to kind of make this little cut. Insane. But this is how I used to do it, like no questions asked. I was just like, yep, this works, this is what I'm gonna do. I know I definitely did not wake up every day and like put eyeshadow on, because I never woke up like early enough to do that anyway. But sometimes, you know, if I was feeling myself that day, I just had to put 2 clips on each side in, because I don't know why my hair is just not staying back. But really quick before we get into the eyeshadow, I know I definitely had some chapstick brand laying around. This is just the strawberry one. I try not to use this now. This is not from 2016. I think I got this like a couple years ago, but chapstick is notorious for not even moisturizing your lips, and it kind of dries them out in a sense more, so you have to buy more chapstick. And I think EOS was caught doing that too, which EOS is like a whole different thing. I used to actually collect that shit. So I'm just putting on chapstick just to like bring me back, you know. The scent of this, the strawberry one, is so fucking good. I would keep that on until I needed to put lipstick or something on my lips. So I did not plan out like a makeup look. I don't know what look we're going for. I'm just kind of trying to remember back to when I was doing it in like 8th, 9th grade. I think like a magazine or something came out and said it, but for brown eyes, like I know it was a thing back then, and maybe even before 2016, like people wanted to wear certain colors on their lids or like eyeshadow so it would make their eye color pop. And I have brown eyes, I have very dark features, so I think a magazine, or I heard it somewhere, said that either blues or like neutral colors like browns or gold would look good with brown eyes and would really like make them pop. So I know I definitely used to go all over my lid with that. This is an eye primer. This is the Morphe eyelid primer in the shade Translucent. This is for 12-hour long wear. I don't know where I was going that I needed makeup on that long, but I used to take a heavy dose of this and just cover my eyelids, and then I would go in with whatever eyeshadow I was going to use to make my eyes pop. I'm going to be taking a little flat brush like this. This is just a Morphe one. I would probably take about that much and then use this for both of my eyelids. Looking back on like the 2016 era and just like how big of a chokehold the makeup industry had on everyone was actually insane. Like the whole YouTube community, and I think like YouTube back then was like really the rave and everything. I just remember that's when the beauty community was actually the beauty community, and it wasn't like this whole cancel culture and everything that happens these days. It was just a simpler time, and I miss that. I want to go back to that. I have very pronounced eyelid veins, and I still kind of am, but I used to be very insecure about them, so I would try my best to cover them up because I thought like I wasn't supposed to have them at 14 or whatever. And a lot of my friends, like I don't think they had them either, so I was like, why do I have them, type of thing. First shade I'm just gonna do all over my eyelid. It's going to be the 3rd shade in this palette, which is Booty Call, and I'm just going to be using a Real Techniques. It is so crazy to me that I somehow had the money for $45 eyeshadow palettes when I was at the ripe age of 15 years old. Like, I don't know who I thought I was that I needed these palettes, but either I guess I bought them for myself or my parents bought them for me. I guess because that was like kind of like my introduction into preteen years. That was also kind of around the time when I first started to make YouTube videos on here, and some of those videos are still on this channel. Obviously I have taken most of them down just because no one needs to see that. I think a lot has changed since then, but 2016 was like my prime that I was like, yes, I want to do this is so fun. I looked up to a lot of creators, specifically a lot of beauty creators. I don't know if James Charles was really popping back then, but I do remember watching him. I remember watching like Alicia Marie, Meredith Foster, if anyone remembers her. I think she has a different YouTube channel name now, but I used to watch her. Is Graveyard Girl still on YouTube? Because I have vivid memories of me watching her. Shane Dawson too, I used to be a very big fan of his. I also used to watch PewDiePie, which has nothing to do with makeup, but for some reason I was so intrigued by him. Now that I have my whole lid covered, I'm going to go in, now moving to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to use the Warm Taupe color, which is like a light brown, on the outside of my outer corner. I'm just gonna lightly tap it. I did use the exact same brush. Like, I did not have 15-20 different brushes. I used the same brush. So we're gonna be doing that today. And if I didn't have like a brush that was clean and like ready for me to go, I would just use the brushes that came in the palette. The technique that I used was not there. Like, there was no technique. I used to just do it the way you just saw me do it. I would tap it lightly into my corner, and then it would kind of build up onto my crease, and then I would just leave it like that. But I'm not doing that. We have to blend because we're not in 2016 anymore, as much as I would like to be. I think it's also a good idea for the tape as well, if you are not like super confident in eye looks, or you're doing something that's a little more complicated. I know people still definitely do, but it's a nice guide to have, and then obviously it looks very clean once you take it off. So I think that was like a lot of the appeal for me, like starting out just playing with different colors. I'm actually gonna cheat a little bit. I'm going to put this brush down and we're going to dip into the Naked 2 palette. Since this one has a brush in it, I'm actually going to be using it, and we are going in with my iconic gold glittery color in the center of my lid. I'm going to use the thicker end of this brush. This is a double-sided brush, just gonna use that. And the color name for this gold is Half Baked. It's like so hard to show. And I was not shy using this glitter gold. I would heavily pack it on the brush, as I'm doing now. Gonna knock some of it off, and then I would literally just press it like that, and then I would not blend out anything until I like covered my whole like eyelid, if that makes sense. This color is really pretty though. I kind of like forgot. I feel like I definitely did have the first Naked palette though. I just don't know what happened to it. Maybe I threw it out or something, because I know every like now and then I would go through my makeup and just like throw away things that were either grossly expired or I just did not use them anymore. And I have a memory from back in the day that this was way before 2016, so I'm going like way back, like maybe 2013. My aunt, and this is when I was like probably in middle school age, maybe even elementary, my aunt had told my mom that she had a bunch of makeup that she wanted to get rid of, or she just didn't use anymore. So my sister and I, being the little girls that we were, like so excited to get into makeup and look like an adult, we rummaged through all that shit. And I remember I had bags of like new makeup to play with, and I was so excited. Specifically, I remember this. It was Smashbox, the like makeup brand. I used to have a very pretty like liquid lipstick from Smashbox, and it was like the perfect pink for my skin tone and everything, or I thought it was. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And I've been looking into my viewfinder and mirror as if I don't have a mirror on this palette. That's another thing I really liked about this, and I just was disregarding it. How are we looking, by the way? Let me shut my eyes. You know what? This does not look any different to me than the makeup look I did for like my fall glow up. And that's really embarrassing. But now that my outer and center lid are filled in with some color, I'm going back to the Modern Renaissance palette, back to this little brush, and I'm going to be using the Cypress Umber shade, which is the darker brown. Oh, okay, this one in the top corner, that one. I'm going to be using the mistake I usually made once I went in with this. I would pack it on very heavily, but the problem is that it's a very pigmented shade, so I did not need as much as I thought that I needed. I don't want to screw this up, so I'm going in super lightly. I think I'm just gonna take a dip for each lid and then kind of build off the warm taupe in my outer corner, since that's what I remember myself doing. I also, before filming this video, I looked up, yeah, do you see how much is on that? That's insane. Anyway, went into my Snapchat memories, because back then I used to save everything onto my Snapchat, not even like on my phone. And I looked up some reference photos just to see like what I was doing back then. I had copious amounts of this color on my lid, and it did not look good. See, I still have all that on the brush, and I just did like 2 dips on an eyelid. I'm assuming I went back into Naked 2 palette for the inner corner. I'm looking at the color Verve right now. It is the 4th to last in this palette. It's this color right here. And now I'm going to take the brush that came with this, but I'm going to use the opposite side, so the smaller bristles. And I'm going to lightly tap into that, and then this color is just going to go literally, I'm just going to pop it in my inner corner. Going to now go into the Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to fill in my lower lash line with a mix of the colors Chaser and Sauce, so these two right here. And now we're just going to do some blending. And then I almost forgot, but just to kind of highlight my brow bone and fill in the empty space, kind of right here, I'm going in with Ounce, the first color in this Naked Heat palette, and then I'm just gonna lightly just highlight my brow bone pretty much, which is also something I used to do. After doing the eyeshadow, I would go in with a liquid liner and do a wing. Now, I rarely ever do winged liner present day just because I know I'm not good at it, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to be doing winged liner. Back in the day, I used to use, I think it was like the Maybelline brand felt tip marker pen. Don't have that anymore. The only remotely close one I have is this Ariana Rem Beauty felt tip pen, which I have used before in a video like a couple years ago, and I do like the formula of this, but I don't think it's going to give the same consistency as 2016 would, but nevertheless, I'm still going to be doing a winged liner, and I'm going to be saying my prayers, because even though I have the tape on my eyes as a guide, I know me. I know I will find some way to colossally mess this up. I'm going to put the camera on the time lapse while I do my eyeliner, and we will see what it looks like. Everyone, we all collectively need to take a deep breath. These are not sisters. They're not even twins. We're gonna take off the tape and then just kind of go from there. I know I definitely am gonna need to clean up in the corner of my eye right there. I don't even know how that happened. That one, hold on. Hold on. I don't want to get my hopes up, but that one, she's kind of good. Yeah, that one's not the greatest, but we're 1 for 2. Just off camera, I'm just gonna clean this up best as I can, and then we are going to move on to the rest of my face. I don't think it's gonna get any better than that on the right side, so we're gonna leave it and we just gotta move on. I know you all are probably like, you clicked on this video because 2016, if it was known for anything, it was known for the fucking big ass block brick Anastasia dip brow Beverly Hills eyebrows. And we have James to thank for that. But unfortunately, I don't think I have ever owned the brow dip pomade or whatever they call it. I've said it before, but I just have like a lot of eyebrow hair and hair in general. I was blessed in that area, so I never really needed to fill in my eyebrows. So unfortunately, I'm not going to give you 2016 dreams. Forgot that I have 2 little mini benefit things. So the one is their 24-hour brow setter. This is the clear gel, and then this one is, I don't know because the label is rubbed off, but I know it's Benefit. I just don't know what the name of it's called, and this is a dark brown, so this is like my actual brow color. I'll use this one just for peace of mind. I'm just gonna brush them out. And now I'm going to go in with this dark brown shade for my brows. Now, if you're sitting here wondering why I did not go and do anything to my eyelashes, it's because I have eyelash extensions in right now, but I will show you what I would have used if I did not have extensions in right now. So first things first, I always would curl my lashes, and I have used the same curler for years. Obviously, like, I've bought new curlers, but the brand and everything has been the same like since I started curling my lashes. This is the Tarte brand eyelash curler, and when, I don't know if their packaging has changed throughout the years, but when I would buy these, they would also come with a free mini Lights Camera Lashes Tarte mascara, so I would just use that with the lashes once I curled them. But on the off chance I did not feel like using Tarte, I would still curl my lashes the same, but I would rotate between the Too Faced Better Than Sex and then Maybelline. It was like a Maybelline Colossal something mascara. I used to use that because it was like 10 bucks. I, however, am going to just brush out the lashes. Now my lashes are all brushed out. It's come to my attention that I don't have any like color corrector, and color corrector I remember was a very big thing in 2016 as well. Obviously I do have a few breakouts, acne scars, blemishes right now, so I do want to cover them up. The only problem is I don't have like that same palette I used to use, but I got the idea to use this James Charles Morphe palette because he does have a few shades of green in here. This could be a very drastic mistake, but I'm going to be using the color Social Blade, which is this lighter green over here. I'm going to use that to act as my color corrector. I'm going to very lightly just put it on a couple breakouts I have, and then hopefully that will kind of act like color corrector, and then I'm gonna do my concealer how I would have done it in 2016. I'm actually really scared. You know who I fucking look like? That book, there was a book I read in grade school, and it was like, I think this girl that ate lima beans or something, and her skin like turned green, or it had like all these crazy colors. I look like that girl. If I'll like put what I'm talking about up on the screen, but god, the concealers I am going to use are old as shit. So I have two options right here. The first one is by the brand Almay, and this is the Clear Complexion Concealer. It's in the shade 100 Light, which is probably the best match for me right now. And then the second one I have is slightly darker. This is by the brand CoverGirl, and this is the Clean Invisible Concealer in the shade Medium. If you've been living under a rock, or you're just not like really into the makeup community, the color green is used to cancel out any redness. So, oh my god, that is why I have it all over my face. I feel like I should just take it off because it's just like, these aren't blending. I'm going to go in with the concealer over the green dots, and if it makes it look horrible, I'm just gonna wipe it off and then just do the two concealers, because I, once again, did not do like foundation or anything on my face. I just used to slap on like concealer if I needed it. For some of them on the side of my face right here, it did cover up. I'm just gonna take off the green from right here, and then these two, and then I'm just gonna cover them with no makeshift color corrector. So we are looking a lot better now that I took the green off, and I'm just gonna set my face with the setting spray. Last couple steps is gonna be just a little contour, and then my lips. Even though it's called bronzer, I'm using it as contour, and I'm gonna take Miss All Reliable fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques, and what I would do is just load up this brush and tap off the excess, and then I would kind of just go on my temples, here, and then here, So I'm gonna do that real quick. Yeah, I don't think I knew back then there was a difference between bronzer and contour. I just realized that this is actually called bronzer and not contour, which makes sense. That's what I used to use it for. Just like a fairly light dusting, because I don't want to look too orange. So the last step in this routine is going to be my lips. I'm first going to use the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. This is the mini size, but I used to go ham with this because I guess so desperately wanted bigger lips, specifically a bigger upper lip. So I used to lather this shit on, and if you know that this shit burns. But beauty's pain sometimes. And no, I would not use any lip liner or anything. I wasn't really that big into lips. I just did like the chapstick or really anything I could find. And then I would just like top this as well. Over the next few minutes or so, my lips will get a little bit red and they'll kind of like puff up a little bit. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a few more minutes, and then I'm just gonna top it off with the Too Faced Eggnog High Shine lip gloss. This was like in a set of 4 I got, I think, around Christmas. So I think I've waited long enough. I'm just gonna top this off once again. And there is no method to my madness with the lips. I did not do lip liner. I don't even think I owned any lip liner. Just literally all over the lips. And then that was all I would do. So this is our final look. I'm going to take out the clips, gonna kind of mess around with my hair a little bit, and then we'll do some modeling so you can actually see what this looks like in like real life, real time. Okay, so this is the final look. I even like slightly parted my hair on the side I used to part it on. This is more or less what I used to look like and how I used to do my makeup in 2016. This was a fun time. This was a fun age and like experience for everyone trying new types of makeup and techniques and everything. So I just wanted to go back to that time and kind of like reminisce. As always, if you liked this week's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, because I announced yesterday on the community tab and on my Instagram story I am changing my posting days to Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It used to be Sundays at 5, so I'm now changing it to Mondays. Put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any videos I upload. Sometimes I'll upload shorts in between, or I'll do multiple videos a week. And I know sometimes if you don't have the notifications turned on, YouTube won't notify you that I've posted something, so make sure that bell's on. Thank you guys for watching another video. I had fun playing around with makeup, and I will see you next Monday or somewhere else on the internet. Bye! Since this is not liquefied, I'm just gonna take some of this Charlotte Tilbury just to oh my god. Okay, well,